everyone to episode 10 of Let's Talk Windies Cricket Podcast. We have quite a bit to talk about today. A lot has been happening. West Indies Championship is finally over. Who is the winner? We're gonna talk about that. Who were the top performers? My 15-man squad. I know you're curious and you're wondering who I would put on my 15-man squad to face Australia. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Just a recap, we're going to be taking a look at the championship to begin with. We're also going to take a look at the Women's World Cup Qualifiers. And we're going to deal with a few regional news, specifically ball tampering. What's going on? Guyana. Is this always a scenario going on there? We're also going to talk a little bit about the Breakout League and John Campbell. Wait, there's more. We're going to delve into it. And let's begin and just talk a little bit about the championship. I must say, I was very impressed with the quality of the batting in this championship, specifically because it was so heavily dominated by spinners. Spinners played a crucial role in this championship, and the batsmen delivered. And I was very happy to see so many batsmen getting centuries and so many batsmen maintaining some level of consistency, a few of them recording averages above 50, and that was pleasing to see. And I can only hope that that quality, that level, and that standard can be maintained for future tournaments. I'm also disappointed in the Windward Islands volcano. As somebody who's originally from St. Lucia, I always look forward to seeing what the Windwards come up with. And I know in the past they've had some bright spots. We're talking about Afanes, Hodge, but these guys were nowhere to be found in this tournament. And there were not many backups from the Windward Island volcanoes that you could look at and say, yes, they are on the right track. Maybe um, Temba, Demba, I can think of. He bowled well, but he's also a spinner, and the pool of spinners is so strong right now among the West Indies team. As I said, spinning dominated this tournament. So, despite his best efforts, I'm afraid that he will be overlooked, because there are so much more spinners who perform better. And so the Windward Islands volcanoes was a bit disappointing to me, and I was impressed, however, with the performances put forward by the academy. The very young players, the guys with not much experience, but I feel like as if they showed that they are capable, and a few of them did pretty well. So let's get into it, and we're going to take a look at the round of 7 standings to see how things went. Guyana Happy Eagles, they won the championship, so congratulations to Guyana. Didn't lose any games. They won 4 games and drew 3 of them, but didn't lose any game. They finished with a total points of 126.6 points. 38.6 of those points came from bonuses. Barbados Pride, they needed that victory and they got it. And that pushed them up to 2nd place. I believe they were in 4th place before the final day. And they finished up with 121 points. um, with a bonus of 41.2. Then we have Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, who was disappointing in the final game, and who knows, they may have some complaints, but this is cricket. They was able to score 111 runs, 41 of that coming from bonus points. They finished with 4 wins. Now Barbados finished with the most wins. They had 5 wins, but they had 2 losses, and I think that's what's really affected them and prevented them from winning this tournament. Despite having the most wins, they also had the more losses than both Guyana and Trinidad. Leeward Islands was impressive. They had 3 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. Finished up with 98.5 points, and with a bonus of 34.5. And I think one of the guys who really carried this Leeward Islands team is Jamal Hamilton. He really, really carried his team. He didn't get 100, but I believe he had like 5 50s, and that was impressive to see. And it really showed that he really wanted to prove that he belonged, and you could see that he was fighting for a spot. He just couldn't get that 100, and I think that might come to affect his chances. But he was very consistent for the Leeward Islands. Jamaica Scorpions, they were disappointing. They only managed to get 3 wins and 4 losses. Finished with a total point of 86.4 points and a bonus of 38.4. West Indies Academy, as I said, they were quite impressive. They only got 1 win though, and 2 draws, finished with 62 points, and that win was against Windward Islands, and 30 bonus points. Combined campuses and colleges, you were expecting a little bit more from them, but I guess you wouldn't imagine them going any higher than 6. But anyway, they finished 7th. They finished with 58.4 points, 26.4 bonus points. And last, Windward Island Volcanoes finished off with 55 points. Very, very disappointing tournament for Windward Island Volcanoes. I think there's a lot of introspection that needs to be held within that team. They are definitely better than that. And I'm not sure what's going on over there, but this is not a good sign. This is not a good look. And Windward Islands Volcanoes need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what went wrong. Losing 5 games. This is so unacceptable. Very, very disappointing. Nonetheless, let's look at the run tally. Jason Mohammed, the veteran. Jason Mohammed, easy making his name and putting pressure on the selectors to select him. Jason Mohammed played 10 innings, scored 679 runs. No other batsman went past 600 runs in this tournament. Only Jason Mohammed did it. He didn't score any 50s. He had 400s and a highest score of 204 not out. This was as impressive as it could get by any batsman in this tournament. And you could see that once he gets past 50, he is so focused. He is so focused. He's only seeing 100. He's like, if I can get to 50, I'm getting to 100. And because of that, he has a 100% conversion rate. The only batsman in the tournament with a 100% conversion rate. And he has a consistency rate of 40%. So not bad consistency rate and a 100% conversion rate. I will take that any day. Second on the list, Joshua Da Silva. Very shaky tournament last year. Season, I should say, last year. Dropped his lost his place in the test against Pakistan because of his poor form, and he came back in this tournament and he said to himself, "I'm gonna show the selectors they made a mistake by not selecting me against Pakistan. I know I can deliver." He came back, captaining the Trinidad and Tobago side, scoring the second highest runs in the tournament of 583 runs, 300s, 250s, a conversion rate of 60%, and a consistency rate of 50%. Yes, that is what we're talking about. That is what we want to see. And I love it. I think that was very good performance. Um, and I know he he has the potential to do very well for West Indies. This is a player that I have a lot of respect for, and everybody goes for a bad patch, and he had his moment where he went for a bad patch, and as a result of that, he was dropped. But I believed, based on that performance, he will be selected back on the team, and I would go as far as saying he might very well be the captain of that team. In third place, Kevlon Anderson from Guyana. He scored 573 runs with 300s and 350s, a conversion rate of 50%, and a consistency rate of just over 50%. That's pretty good. Very good job done by Kevlon Anderson. This guy is a gem to watch batting, and I really enjoyed watching some of the games that I managed to catch him bat in. Jamal Hamilton, like I said, Mr. Consistency for his team. He scored 553 runs, and I think I have an error here. As I said, he doesn't have any hundreds. He managed to score 93 runs, but um, I see that I have him at 450s. I'm just gonna verify this quickly. Yes, it's 450s, and I thought it was five, but it's actually 450s. He managed to get. Nonetheless, that 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 was pretty good by him, and he the fact that he only was able to get 450s and still got a total of 573 runs, tied with in third place really, with Kevlon, who had 300s. That shows you that he didn't have a lot of low scores. So when he got a 50, he probably got high 50s, and when he didn't get a 50, he probably got a bunch of 40s and 30s in there. So that shows you this guy is always coming out and putting up some form of performance for his team. And I believe he didn't get any ducks in that tournament. So you guys can go back and verify that. But I believe he didn't get any ducks in that tournament. So very consistent. The problem is that I believe Hamilton is also the wicket keeper, and as you can see, there are Joshua Da Silva, who's in. He has the experience at the international level, and he did very well. We also have Tevin Imlach, who just got a call up. I suspect they're gonna bring him back. He also did very well, and he looks very good with the glove. So, I think the fact that Hamilton did not get 100 might affect his chances, but let's see how it goes. But I like to see that level of consistency by the players. Number 5, Shakir Paris. He played for the CCC. He scored 546 runs and 550s, 100, and 550s, 100. That is pretty good stuff. He will have to work on his conversion rate. However, he only converted one out of 6 chances, and that's not good enough, especially if you want to play at the highest level. And he needs to be able to convert those 50s into hundreds if he wants to knock on the door of the selectors and say, hey, I'm a young batsman, I can do this. He is promising, however, and he definitely has a future ahead of him. But he needs to convert those 50s into hundreds. Similar situation with Jamal. They need to convert those into hundreds. Tevin Imlach, he scored 538 runs, 150, 300s, and notice the difference between the elite, the higher level players. They are converting their chances. They all have a conversion rate of 50 and above. So you see Jason Mohammed had 100, Joshua Da Silva had uh, 60, Kevin Anderson 50, and Tevin Imlach, he had 75% conversion rate. So this shows you where the elite players, not just the good or promising players, they have work to do. They need to get a conversion rate of above 50 and above in order for the selectors to really say, yes, I want this guy on my team. So we have Tevin Imlach with 300s and 150. Then we have John Campbell with 517, the opening batsman. And I must say, this is very promising to see that John Campbell is in the top run getters with 300s and 250s by his name. And that's because I did not see a lot of good performances by the opening batsmen in this tournament. I was not impressed by the opening batsmen in this tournament. They struggled a lot. And I think John Campbell did the best out of them all. And I hope that he gets a call up, honestly. Because as far as openers are concerned, West Indies is struggling. We are struggling in the opening department. We've not had two solid pair openers in as long as I can remember. So we really need to work on that. Brathwaite is on his way out. So we need at least two solid opening batsmen. And Mikhail Louis should have been doing way better than what he did in this tournament. He didn't do horrible. I don't want to say that he didn't do well, but he didn't do as well as I would have expected for someone who's fighting for the place in the test team. So I just felt it was a little bit below what I expected from the international players. So hoping he will find some form and he can prove us all wrong, and you know, once he get the opportunity again, he takes full advantage of it. And in 8th place we got Jonathan Drakes from Barbados. He scored 515 runs, 250s, 200s, conversion rate of 50%, which is very good. And that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Very good work by Jonathan Drakes. Keep it up. This might just be your chance. You never know. This might just be your chance. You never know. And I hope if you do get that chance, you take advantage of it. As you know, you're not getting younger, and you need to show your talent. And this was a good tournament for you. And if you don't get a call up this year, fear not. Try as much as possible to take advantage of that form you got from this tournament and showcase it in the other formats of the game. And if not, hopefully next year you come back and do it again. If you can show you can put up those numbers in back-to-back tournaments, then of course you're gonna be making a name for yourself. But congratulations on making the top 8. So let's go to the bowlers. And as I said, the bowlers pretty much dominated by spinners. And Kyrie Pierre, only bowler to get 40 plus wickets took 41 wickets with a best of 8 for 27. I don't even know what to make of this. Kyrie Pierre, I was not expecting that, honestly. I was not expecting Kyrie Pierre to be so dominant with the ball in this tournament. And I've never really seen him as a test match bowler, but he really came out and delivered for Trinidad and Tobago. Um, does that mean he's gonna get a call up to West Indies? Who knows? Right now, West Indies is not it's not in a good place where they can pick and choose who they want in the tournament. But let's see how that goes. And in second place we have Joshua Bishop from the West Indies Academy. He took 43 wickets with a best of 7 for 85. Another spinner who bowled a lot of overs in this tournament. Oh my gosh. Joshua Bishop bowled non-stop in this tournament. And he did very well. Good job, young man. Jamal Warrican, our main spinner, and he did not disappoint. For the 2 wickets, 7 for 111 is his best, and he was on point. Also bowled plenty overs. Veerasamy Permaul, the old veteran, 42 wickets with a best of 6 for 75. Of course, Permaul will always be in that list. He's just been around for so long. I remember the days when he and Bishu would be doing the job for West Indies. But Bushy is gone, Permaul is still around. Ronaldo Ali Mohammed, the only fast bowler, I believe, in the top 8. Ronaldo Ali Mohammed. Took 28 wickets, 6 for 17. 28 wickets, 6 for 17. That's I don't think you can overlook this man's performance in this tournament. I don't think so. I'm not saying he will get a call up, because in the fast bowling department it's a bit, I don't think West Indies has a lot of issues in that department. I think where West Indies have the biggest deficiencies are in the batting department. The opening and the middle order especially is not up to world class standard. The bowling, however, I think you could make an argument to say West Indies have world class bowlers in at least the top 4 bowlers that you would select are all world class bowlers. So I think it would be more difficult for a fast bowler or any bowler at this moment to break through. But I think you can't take your eyes off Ronaldo. I think he did a very good job, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's been called to take part in a camp or something to assess his performance even more as a future bowler for West Indies. Rakim Cornwall, we all know Rakim took 28 wickets, a best of 4 for 41. Didn't have a fifer, which is very, very strange, given that the spinners were so dominant. And I think that could have been one of the reasons why the Leewoods didn't go on to win that tournament. They were so good, but they were just not good enough in terms of elite. They were, when they say you're good at everything, but you're not good at any one thing? That saying? I think that's what happened to the Leeward Islands. They had a lot of players who put up good scores, but not great scores, not match winning performances. And I think that is why they were not in the top 2 of this tournament. We have Johan Lane from West Indies Academy, took 27 wickets, 6 for 30. And Demba from the Windward Islands is the only promising person from the Windward Islands, really, in this entire tournament. took 24 wickets, 6 for 45. The win with Islands was just very disappointing in this entire tournament. So as you can see, lots of spinners in that top eight, which is not really good to see in the West Indies. We're not known for our spinners. We're known for our pacers. But the gap between the elite pacers on our team and the regional pacers is very wide at this moment. It's difficult to see who on the among the pacers that can break through Roach Seals and Alzari Joseph, even Shamar Joseph at this point. So we're really struggling in this department in terms of quality fast bowlers at the regional level. West Indies need to be more aggressive in trying to find a solution for this problem. This is a serious problem for West Indies. We need to be able to find a solution for having elite level bowlers, fast bowlers at the regional level. The gap is too wide, in my opinion, between those who are at the international level and those who are at the regional level. The gap is too wide. Especially as we know that Roach is on his way out. We don't know how many more years Roach can give us. As far as I'm concerned, I feel as if this is Roach last year. Both him and Brathwaite. Might very well be their last year, which means West Indies need to get two good um, fast bowlers. And maybe Ali Mohammed might rise to the occasion and grab hold of that opportunity. But apart from him, who else? Who else? Um, I don't see the others who did well are those we've already tried and tested and have concluded that they don't meet international standards. They do well in regional, but when you put them in international standard, they struggle to get a wicket. So let's see how that goes. So next, moving along. So now that we've talked about the best performing batsmen and the best performing bowlers, how about my 15-man squad? Who are the 15 players? If I were the coach of the West Indies team right now, take into consideration my existing test team and looking at prospects from this current tournament, who do I mix and match? Who do I keep from the existing test team? Not necessarily basing it on their performance in this tournament, and who do I bring in to the test team based on their performance in this tournament? So here is my selection. Okay, and I want you to tell me your thoughts. Put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Who did I miss? Who would you have substituted and put in? This is my 15-man squad. I'm going to give you my first 11, and then I'm going to give you 4 substitutes. And I'm also going to mention a few other guys' names that I just couldn't find a place for them, but they were quite promising, and I wouldn't be shocked if I see them on the team at some point, even if it's not in this upcoming tournament. And frankly, I wouldn't even be shocked if they were picked for this current tournament because they did leave a mark on me. I just couldn't fit them in my team, okay, based on how I wanted my team structured. So, not to say that they don't deserve a place, it's just that I couldn't find a place for them in my 15, okay? So, with that said, here is my 15-man squad. To open in my batting, I have Craig Brathwaite to open my batting. Let me just remove my screen at the bottom here so you could see what I'm talking about. We have Craig Brathwaite open our batting. You see I have the asterisk next to his name. All the players, I have an asterisk next to the name. As far as I'm concerned, this upcoming tournament is do or die. For each of the players, I have an asterisk next to the name. This upcoming tournament against Australia, as far as I'm concerned, is a do or die. And as a respect for Craig Brathwaite, and for what he has done for West Indies, I'm giving him one more tournament, and that may very well be his farewell tournament. Okay, this is his do or die tournament. Something to say. Thank you, Craig. You've done us well. We appreciate all what you did for West Indies for riding with us for over 10 years, and you will miss a consistency. Many players came and go, but you held your place strongly. And for that, we cannot go without saying thank you. And here is a test tournament for you to give it one last shot. And this is why I've selected Craig Bradford to continue to open the batting for this West Indies team. Looking forward to the upcoming tournament against Australia. In number two, to open the batting together with Craig, I'm bringing in a left-hander. I don't understand why West Indies went with two right-handers in the last test against Pakistan. Granted, we win, but I would have probably moved Django or somebody else to open the batting, so that we could have that left and right hand combination. So I was specifically looking for a left hander opening batsman, and I'm so happy that John Campbell did well. And yes, I am bringing him back onto the test team. He he was able to perform well in the ODI tournament earlier in the year, and he was also able to perform well in this tournament um, that just concluded. So I'm pretty happy about that. So John Campbell would be my opening batter to partner with former captain Craig Bradford. In number three, I have completely benched or even sacked my entire middle order. So the middle order that we are accustomed of seeing for West Indies, I got rid of them. I don't think they are at the top of the game. I feel they lost all their form. I don't think they are consistent enough for that level. And I would like to see new blood and to focus my energy on persons who are actually delivering at this moment and fighting for the place. Afanese, um, what's his name? Hodge, and the one from the Leeward Islands, Casey Carey. Neither of them were remarkable at all in this tournament. These are our international players. And they did not do well in this tournament at all. So I'm disappointed, and so I'm dropping all of them. All three got dropped from my squad. I'm going with Kevlin Anderson, who I believe is the second highest average. Yes, he finished with an average of 71.6, so say 72 average. So he's getting a pick to come on the team, see what you can do at the international level against a top bowling team. Let's see if you can handle it, Kevlon. You got a pick. Show the world, show Guyana what you've made of. You made it on my team. In fourth place, to steady the ship, I brought in the veteran Jason Mohammed. One last chance, Jason. One last chance. You performed well. You had the most hundreds. You are the top runs getter in the tournament. Highest average of 75.44 in the tournament. You deserve to be on that team. Okay? Age is not a number. It's performance we're looking at. You need one more chance. This is your last chance. You do well, you get to play another test for us. Otherwise, you get sacked. Never to come back on West Indies team again. Remain at the original level, or probably go into coaching or something of that sort. But I'm giving you one last chance, one last roll of the dice. Jason Mohammed, prove us all wrong. It's your last chance. I believe you could do it. You've shown the temperament. You've shown that you're serious about your cricket. And I'm here for it. In number five position, I decided to bring Joshua De Silva, play him high up in the batting order, and play him as a number five in my lineup. That level of form ought not to be wasted at number 7, 8. Joshua De Silva, with that level of form, needs to come high up in the order. As a captain, you need to take up more responsibility. Show that you have what it takes. I think you will be the one that's going to captain that team. And as far as I'm concerned, you deserve the captaincy. You have to steady the ship, come in, bat number 5, and be our anchor in our batting order. In number 6, your competitor, Tevin Imlach. I'm giving him the wicket keeper. And you might say, why am I playing 2 wicket keepers? Why not? They are the batsmen in form. They are in better form than people who call themselves batsmen. So as far as I'm concerned, whether you hold a glove or not is not my concern. I care about whether you are in form and you can score runs. So I'm putting both of my wicket keepers in my team. Joshua will act as the captain. Tevin Imlak, who looks like he has more skill with the glove, will be taking the glove and coming in to bat at number 6. And to be honest, Tevin can go number 5. Joshua can come number 6. Doesn't really matter to me. I just prefer to have the captain come in an anchor position to steady the ship if things go sour. And I trust Joshua to be able to play that role at number 5. Tevin Imlak coming in at number 6. You know, Joshua had an average of 64.77 in this tournament. That's 65 average. Tevin not too far. Tevin did even better with 67, but that's because he got a couple of not outs. With 67 average. So all very high average. So look at my middle order. Kevlon and Jason both above 70 average. Tevin and Joshua both above 60 average in this tournament. I think that's good averages at that level of the tournament and show their consistency. And obviously, I don't expect them to be putting up those kinds of averages at the international level. That's obvious. But they were the best performers in the middle order. And that's what I'm looking at. Okay? And that's what I'm hoping that these guys can use that form and take it into that tournament against Australia and make us proud. So, now that I'm done with the wicketkeeper, I'm going with my all-rounder. My selection for all-rounder in this test team is Matthew Ford. How was he not picked for Pakistan? I have no idea. Maybe he was injured. I don't remember. Matthew Ford gets the 7th spot as my all-rounder in my team. He made a beautiful 100 in that final game in the tournament, and he was very good with the ball. I was very impressed. He finished the tournament with an average of 40. If you round it up, it was like 49.6, so say 40 average. It is very good for an all-rounder. All-rounders don't necessarily get batting averages of above 40. And so, Matthew Ford, you're going to get my all-rounder position at number 7 with a 22 average with the ball and a 40 average with the bat. I don't see anybody else that can beat you for that position. You deserve it. You have the passion. I love it. And gives our fast bowling department a little boost. Okay? So, yes, this is my number 7 all-rounder on the team. Number 8, I'm going with one spinner against Australia. Okay? I'm going to go with one spinner here in the Caribbean. I'm going with Jamel Warrican. Okay? I'm not a big fan of having too many spinners on my team. I support West Indies cricket, okay? Not Pakistan. One spinner is good enough for me. Jamel Warrican is the spinner I'm going to go with. And that's really based on the experience. He's been there. He's done it. He had a good year against Pakistan. I don't see them dropping him for because of the tournament. He did well in the tournament anyway. Yes, there were other spinners who did better than him, but he has the experience at that level, and I think it's fair to to keep him on the team as the main spinner. Number 9, Alzari Joseph, of course, our fastest bowler on the team, has to play. I think isn't he not the vice captain or something? Maybe that's the one day. Um, but Alzari Joseph has to play. Okay, he's one of our best bowlers, one of our experienced bowlers, and um, and he's been good for us. He has his issues with control every now and then, but he gets the important wickets when we need him to. So Alzari will be playing in my test team. Kima Roach. Well. Kima Roach, I put you in there because, again, I feel as if this is farewell. Farewell. And as a strong supporter of West Indies cricket, I just want to say thank you for all what you've done for West Indies cricket. We appreciate it. I I know you have a goal to reach a certain amount of wickets. I hope you get there, but it cannot be at the expense of the future of West Indies cricket. So I would love to see you perform well in this series against Australia. But if not, know this is going to be your last test in Ravi's team. And, I'm going to give you a nice farewell on the to say thank you for your service, and we wish you well moving forward. Kima Roach, and for that reason and that reason alone, you made my team. Jaden Seals, is he not the best fast bowler up and coming? I know I think he's injured right now, but I believe he'll be ready for um, Australia in June. I think he's gonna be ready. He will be ready. Jaden, you will be ready, right? Yes. So if you're ready, you are gonna be on the team because you are the best fast bowler in the world right now, as far as I'm concerned. They just don't know it yet. They don't know it yet, Jaden. They don't know it yet, but you coming. You coming for them. They don't. The world has not seen it all yet. Pakistan was just a little showcase of what you can do. But I believe there is so much more underneath that you need to show off. So these are my bowlers, and let's go to the subs. So for my subs, and I expect that's where I'll get more pushback, but I will explain my reasoning here. Um, I always feel like substitutes, not only should they be able to do well in their role, but they perform some level of they can play another role for us in case, or they may be an impact player, if you want to put it that way. Um, they may not be as great as the starting 11, but they're not too far from that either, and they could very well have been in that squad also. So for me, I'm going with Amir Django as a possible opener. If I have to play Amir Django on my team, he has to be the one opening the batting. Um, so hence why I chose him as one of my subs. So in case I need to substitute one of my openers, Amir Django will be my first choice to take that position. Jamal Hamilton, the Mr. Consistent. Yes, there were others who did way better than him, and hence why he's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be picked in the starting 11. He might not even be picked at all in the entire squad. But for me, personally, for me, I was very impressed with it. Averaging 57 in the tournament. If any of my middle middle player, middle order batsmen are not having a good day, they fell sick, they got the flu, whatever happened, Jamal is the one I'm putting to replace them. Okay? Justin Greaves and Jamal, before I go back onto Jamal Hamilton can also wicket keep. Versatile player right there. Justin Greaves would be my substitute all rounder. So I'm looking at Justin Greaves not just as a batsman, but a batsman that can bowl. So that's your utility player right there, Justin Greaves. What a substitute, okay? But Matthew Ford was so good. And yes, Justin Greaves did very well with the bat in this tournament. I believe he averaged what, 53 or something along those lines um, with the bat. So yeah, an average above 50. That's pretty good. That's okay. That's good. Obviously, at the international level, that's going to drop pretty about 10 points, but it's pretty good, 10 to 15 points really. But it's better than, I would say, 95% of the pack. There were only about 6 or 7 persons who got an average above 50. Justin was one of them. So Justin Greaves will be my utility substitute. He can come in as a batsman, or he can come in as a bowler, or he can come in as an all-rounder. He does it all. Justin Greaves is the man. And my replacement bowler is the best bowler in the tournament. How could you argue against that? How could you say he does not deserve his spot? He was the best bowler in the tournament. Kyrie Pierre, the spinner, is coming as my substitute in the case that Jomel is having a bad tournament and need to be replaced. Kyrie Pierre would be that replacement. Let me know what you think. I think this is a good squad. This is a very strong squad. Well balanced, if you ask me. Good substitutes. And of course, there are players that I would love to bring on, but they didn't have enough space to bring them all. And I'm just going to mention their names, and I'm not going to be surprised. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys are made the team as well. But I just didn't, based on how I wanted my team structured, I just didn't see where I can fit them or who I can move and put them. But it's just based on my understanding about how I wanted my team to look. So the other batsman I feel like I could have brought in the opening spot, Mikael Louis. He's been on the team. I just felt he could have done better in the tournament, but he was not horrible. So yes, Mikael Louis would be a good replacement, um, especially when Bradford says bye bye. He would definitely be one of the top contenders for the opening batting spot. Uh, so yeah, so Mikael Louis in the opening section. The other middle order batsman that I thought about, as a matter of fact, two of them that I thought about, that I contemplated whether I should choose them. They are Jonathan Drakes, who played for Barbados, and Shakil Paris, which played for CCC, Combined Campuses and Colleges. So these two batsmen, they were pretty good, and Shakil Paris is a gem to watch. If you have not seen this man bat, take some time to watch some other videos. He's really a good gem to watch. I really enjoyed watching him bat, and I won't be surprised in the future that either one of these two guys makes this West Indies team. But I just wanted to give them a mention, but I decided to leave them out. Okay, going into the bowlers. Gidekish Modi, he did not make my team. Um, and that's just because there's no space. I mean, I got one spinner who's in the starting lineup, Jomel Warrican, and then I got one spinner on the bench, Carrie Pierre. There's no space for another spinner, and that's the only reason why Gidekish Modi is not there. Otherwise, I would have chosen him. If I could have carried more players, these are the players I would have bring along. Put it that way. If I could take more than 15 players in my squad on the trip, these are the players I would have brought along to fill up the squad. But usually they ask for a 15-man squad, so these are my 15. And so moving along, Shamar Joseph. If you notice, I did not have Shamar Joseph on the team, and that's because he did not play much matches in the tournament, and he did not play many matches in against Pakistan. I don't think he played any games against Pakistan. So I'm not quite sure where he is at the moment in terms of his form, his test form. So hence one of the reasons why I didn't put him on the team. But you cannot deny talent. So if I had to choose another fast bowler, he would definitely won't be one of those I would consider bringing in. Um, Another fast bowler, Ronaldo Ali Mohammed. He had one of the best averages in this tournament, 16.65. And the only fast bowler, I believe, in the top 8. So he would have gotten a mention, or I would have bring him along if I could have taken more than 15 players. But I don't know who you would move here among the fast bowlers. Maybe Roach. Maybe Roach. But then again, as I said, as a form of respect to what Roach and Brathwaite has done for West Indies cricket and to ensure that they get a rightful sending off, I think it's important for these guys to play in this test against Australia and just make it the last test series. And hopefully after that you can bring in new blood like Ronaldo Ali Mohammed into the team. And that's it. Those are my players that I wanted to mention that did not make the 15-man squad. Tell me what you think. All right, so moving along, the women. Oh, we thought the men were bad. The women are not doing any better. They have 5 games to play in this qualifier. I'm sorry to inform you, they've lost 2 of them. They've only won 1 match against Ireland. They lost the first match, which they should not have lost, but they lost it anyway against Scotland. But again, it's a one-man show, and hence why they lost the game. We'll get into the details later. They won the game against Ireland, and they lost horribly to Pakistan today. It's just too much. Um, I don't see them qualifying anymore. They would have to beat Bangladesh, who's doing very well, and which they did beat them here in the Caribbean, but the game is in Pakistan now, so that changes. So they would have to beat Bangladesh, and they would have to beat Thailand. Well, Thailand I know they will beat, but they would have to beat Bangladesh if they have any chance of going through. Um, but I don't. It's gonna be very difficult for West Indies because Pakistan. They would have to hope that Pakistan win all the games. They would have to hope that they beat Bangladesh. Pakistan beat Bangladesh, so that means Bangladesh also get 2 losses. They would have to hope that both Pakistan and Bangladesh beats Scotland, and maybe scrape by Bangladesh based on net run rate. And right now, Bangladesh have a better net run rate than them. So that's the only chance I can. That's the only path I can find for West Indies women's at this point. But in the first game, as I said, they lost narrowly. The bowling was not good. I watched this game. I stayed up to watch the game. The West Indies, they bowled first. They won the toss and sent Scotland to bat. Like, what are you guys doing? And Scotland took advantage of it. They scored 244 runs. West Indies was only able to get to 243 runs. And if I tell you that West Indies scored a century, one of the players on the West Indies team scored a century in this game, and look at the total. Hayley Matthew, 114 runs not out. Poor lady. Not out. But from the beginning of from ball one to the last ball, she stood firm. From ball one, she stood firm. And this is very troubling to see that she's not able to. Well, it's not she, but the rest of the team not able to do well. She bowled 4 overs, a bit expensive, 56 runs, but that just show you the bowling was horrible. I remember watching this game and the first 6 wickets, all four of them were from Hayley Matthews. The first 6 wickets, 4 of them was from Hayley Matthews, and 2 of them was from runouts. The bowling was not good. West Indies need to do a lot of work on their bowling if they are gonna be um, good enough to challenge the top 8 teams in this tournament. So they won the second game against Ireland. It was not a convincing win, however, so it's not even too much to brag about. Nonetheless, West Indies scored 181 for 6, and Ireland was bowled out for 175. So very, very close, very, very close. It's not going well for West Indies at this moment. Stephanie Taylor, however, the veteran, she was able to get to 46 in that game against Ireland. And Chinelle Henry also got to 46 in that game. Hayley Matthews, of course, she has to be in the spotlight. She took 4 wickets for 24 in that game. She didn't do well in the bat. I think she got to like 20 something runs in the bat. But the important thing is that she was able to they were able to win the game. In the third game against Pakistan, which took place yesterday or today, depending on when you're listening to this podcast, Pakistan scored 191 runs. And of course, without Hayley Matthews, West Indies is not going to get over 200 runs. Everybody knows that. And she took a duck, first ball duck. And I think everybody knew once she got that duck, it was pretty much over for West Indies. And that's exactly what happened. They only was able to score 126 runs, Pakistan winning by a whooping 65 runs. West Indies have a lot of work to do if they are gonna make it to the World Cup. I don't think they're gonna make it. I had high hopes that they were going to go through. I knew they were gonna have a tough game against Pakistan and maybe Bangladesh, but losing the first game to Scotland for me was already a bad sign. And I'm afraid that losing that game against Scotland will be their demise. So let's turn our attention to more regional news, and there won't be drama in Guyana against Trinidad. And of course, 3 players from the Guyanese team were fined for breaching West Indies code of conduct. And I think the 3 players that were fined, Kevlon Anderson, Ronaldo Ali Mohammed, and the spinner, what's his name? Pumal. Pumal and Kevlon were fined for ball tampering and Ronaldo Ali Mohammed was fined for violent conduct. I think he threw the ball at a player, and at least that's how it was perceived by the umpires. So those were the fines. None of them got match bans, but those I know a lot of people were calling for them to be banned, and not sure why they were not banned. But I believe the reason why they were not banned is because maybe that was a first offense. But it is in the law of West Indies cricket that they could be banned for a few games, if caught breaking those conduct um, laws. But in this instance, no one was banned, but they were all fined the match fee. Don't forget the Breakout League is coming up in 10 days, April 25th to May 10th. That's a good opportunity to watch our emerging talent and prepare themselves for the CPL that is going to be taking place in August. I think that's it for me. It was a joy bringing you the coverage and to talk about cricket. This is probably my longest podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you pay attention and listen, and I hope you indulge me in my top 11. 50-man squad. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much, and have a good night or morning or afternoon, whatever time you're watching this video.